So today we're gonna have an awesome interview together with Nistine and the Wolf. Yeah, I have to basically tune the guitar. So, so what the heck?
Awesome! And we are live! Hi, Facebook fans! It's so good to see you again. Apologize for being a little bit late. We accidentally misplaced the go live settings for the Zoom meeting, but we found them thanks to Miss Kiff. So that's amazing. And we are here live with the Wolf of Hamburg. This amazing, fascinating entrepreneur has agreed for us to interview him this morning, and he's just going to share with us what's going on entrepreneurship-wise in his life, in his company, and then in 2021 for all of us. So, Wolf, we are so excited to be here with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. So, so what are we going to talk about today?
I think since we promised everyone that we'll talk about you, let's do that. so,
Mm.
um, Wolfgang, maybe tell us a little bit more about what you do in business and why you're so passionate about entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so I'm Wolfgang or the Wolf, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I'm in business since I would say 20 years, and to me, entrepreneurship was always about freedom. When I worked at a lot of agencies as a designer, art director, and I was creating campaigns and all that. But I've always felt there will be a time when there I cannot outlive my potential. So in these companies, there was a lot of management going on, and I said like, which I wasn't agreeing. So I thought like, to change the wheel, I have to grab the wheel and go myself into the driver's seat. And so 2003, I started my first business. It was a digital agency, which I built, had 40 employees, and sold it 2015. And since then, I built a startup in Cape Town and several other businesses. And so today, I am a business consultant helping founders really building meaningful connection with others. Because this is what was my learning journey was being alone as a founder is great because you can decide everything, but then you do everything, and great things happen only together. And I think we're in a time of it's not about the I, it's about the we.
Mm.
And I think this is where Africa is much more ahead of Europe. Europe is a lot about I, and this is what we can learn from the African spirituality is the we. And that's why I'm also here.
I love that. And I mean, I can attest to that because I think, like, as soon as we offered you the membership to become part of our tribe, you were like, I am so there. Let's do this. I'll never forget the first meeting that we had with you was such an awesome meeting because we were expecting, this like very serious, like German entrepreneur. And yeah, so we were totally expecting that. And then in the middle of the interview, you were still like, okay, I have to ask you this very, very important question. And you brought out the guitar and you were like, do you play? So that is so amazing. I love what you do, I love what you stand for. Do you want to tell us a bit more about why is the we so important right now?
Because the complexity we are facing today and the opportunities. And I think like right now, like I mean, if you just look in the project on the platform in our chat, you see so many different talents. And I'm me as an entrepreneur, I'm currently rebuilding my business. So now we're again back to two. We are two people on the new venture, and yeah, but we have to do everything. We have to deliver the consultancy, build digital products. We have to do the websites and all these things, and also like building a network. It's a lot. And also I wondered like what is like I want to change in the world. And I said like I want to spread optimism in the world. So and I want to support people in living their dreams and living their missions, so that we can that really things happen. Talked a lot to Deborah. I love what she's doing with the kids. But that's a big mission. How do you do that alone? And and we have all different expertise. And so if I can bring my expertise on someone else's table, the other person will help me. Maybe there is not even money involved, so I help you, you help me next time. And this was Syriza, the wizard of HR, showed that so wonderfully. Like when we had this first chat, and I said I have this idea, and she said I will just bring you to my network because it's perfect for HR people. And I said like, wow, we had just met, so why don't you like? What do you want in return? Like a commission or what? And she said, what? We're just one community. Like we're like one world, one planet. Let's support each other. And there were other times you will support me. That's natural. And it was so natural for her. This was wonderful. And but I think over time it can also like that we make commissions or that we hire each other. I think this is all possible. And but together we create whatever change, and together it's not about surviving, making a thriving world, and it's also more fun actually.
Which is really important, right? Having
Yeah,
fun when you're an entrepreneur is actually
yeah, this
super
being alone
important.
is really sucks. Like no.
I totally get that, and I so agree. And also, I resonate so much with what you said about entrepreneurship and the freedom that it brings for you. You know, like I was thinking even the other day when I came back to Explore ProTech, I've been in so many corporate jobs,
Mm,
and it's great in the beginning. And you have so many things to figure out, and everything's new, and you kind of have the freedom to do what you want within, the constraints of the company. But then you hit that ceiling, and you can do more, and you can be more, and you can create more, and you can give more. That is what entrepreneurship brings. And I actually, like, this is now from someone like, I'm such an introvert, actually. No one will believe this when I tell them this, right? But I'm such an introvert. So for me to start working with people in business was a huge step, and something that Peter, that couldn't be here today, unfortunately, but he'll join us again next week, is really good at. So I thought that when he was introducing all of these different people, and now I have a co-founder and a whole tribe to take care of, I thought that would limit my freedom in terms of what I get to do. Like that feeling where you get up in the morning and you're like, this is what I want to do in business today. I'm going to just do that. But it doesn't. It actually gives you so much more freedom, because now everyone is working towards a common goal and everyone is supporting each other. Like I've heard from so many people, like from the Wizard of HR, for example, and from Marlon, Mr. Sales. They had like projects planned that they had planned for their businesses, by themselves for like this year, maybe like April, June. And it rolled out last December already because they met us. It's the power of tribe. I love it. At the same time, I think that not everyone is on board with this whole concept of collaboration. I think there's a lot of old school thinking out there, and people still kind of see each other more as competition than possible collaboration partners. Um, is this changing? Is that something you're seeing like in entrepreneurship? Is collaboration becoming more of a thing?
it's changing, but I would say it's called co-petition. It's a mix between collaboration and competition. So competitors become collaborators, and this is there. If you look, there's the future map, like where the trends of the next 10 years. I can even share this, and one trend is co-petition. So that you see why in Germany, for example, why is BMW and Mercedes working together to create a platform for renting cars? Because they say like BMW, like super brand, super big brand, or Mercedes, super big
Mm.
brand, but the global competition is so big. American brands, Asian brands, like whatever. So they need to become competitions and like create this like both sides. But this is huge, and this is so huge brands and companies like billion-dollar they join up, and not on everything, but in on certain projects. And I think we can learn this as small entrepreneurs, like small time business, like from everything from 0 to 50 or 100 employees, like wherever we all are. But it's this, it's not about being fear, it's not about this fear about I would lose something. You get so much more.
Mm.
And but you can tell when you have a like a call with someone, as I would say in the first 15 or 20 minutes, you know, is the person keeping everything to themselves, or are they sharing? Are they sharing their secrets? Are they sharing everything I know? Like if you have a topic, I can tell you what software I use. I can also tell what methods I use. I can even show it to you. So because I know, um, first thing, it helps you now, and I put so much effort into learning these mythologies. So even if you get it, you can apply it a little bit. But if you need a deeper, more profound expertise, you will come back. So I'm not an accounting expert. I understand a little bit of accounting, but I need an expert. So, but if I have an accountant who shows me a little bit, so I can do at least some of the stuff on my own, I build also trust. So, and but I'm with you. There's still a lot of people who are afraid to show their secrets, but then they copy me. And I said, you know what? If they would copy everything from me, I must be really relevant. Then I need to write a book, and I can make millions with just publishing my mythologies. Then I'm worth copying. Like I'm meaningful to be copied, which is a great signal.
Yeah.
So I think an interesting, like, how can we? I would love to make a group of people who are afraid to collaborate,
And
to
what are
make
you
a
going to
session, to make a
what?
session with them, because there is, they maybe they have been ripped off, maybe they've been hurt, they've been there. There's a lot of good reasons why they don't collaborate. I would say they don't collaborate anymore. I'm sure they, when they were born as kids, they were collaborators. But
Mm.
something happened during their life where they lost the trust in collaboration. And we could, I think, if someone would be interested, so we can gather some feedback in the group. If someone's like, oh, I would love to do something about it, I would run a class.
Oh,
I would
that
run
is
a master class on
incredible.
that. No? Yeah. A group for people that don't collaborate, and how to do regain the confidence, or also like first steps, like which is the area I would like to test it, right? Like an MVP of collaboration that I,
Mm.
because it's all this fear of there's a lot of fear, and which is built on an experience which are honestly there. No.
Mm. Definitely. Oh my goodness, this is so epic. I love this. I learned a new word today, co-opetition.
Mm.
And I love this masterclass idea. So, guys, if you're watching right now, if you're on Facebook, please put in the comments for us if you want to join the masterclass that the Wolf has agreed to host for us. And then we can work on that. And if you're watching on YouTube or catching the email, just hit reply and pop me an email back, or leave us a comment on YouTube, and then we'll reach out and we'll get all of you together. And the Wolf is going to teach us how to collaborate, because now is the time for collaboration. And I've always said that I'd rather have like a small piece of a really nice big cake than like my whole own cake that I just made myself, and it's like, you know, a little bit not that nice. So, and collaboration is such a way to get that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, that's amazing. Can you share with us maybe one or two stories in your entrepreneurial life where collaboration was like a make or break moment for you?
Okay. So yeah, I tell one which is yeah, it was a real learning, a true learning gift in my life because I needed a real time to understand it. So when I started my venture, um, it was a one button alarm, which you it's like a bracelet. You can click it, and security companies come. And the whole venture started with a girl in Morocco, and so she had the idea. I supported her as a mentor. Later on, we became partners. We started the companies, and we found three other people, tech guys and finance guys and whatever, like um, who supported us in our mission. In the end, we were the five co-founders, and we all moved to Germany. So basically, the whole team moved to Germany. We tried to solve it there. We couldn't get it running, and then we all went to South Africa. And this is where the company still is. It's called Sion Security on the Go, and it's a successful startup. So we had an amazing time working there, and I was really great in the beginning, like supporting Samia, the girl in the beginning. So then gathering the group, building that. So I was totally in my momentum. But over the time, the others became um, became stronger. But we knew that we needed the whole group to make it happen because just Samia and me, the two of us, we never got it off the ground. We need the group because you needed different expertise. And but then what happened? It got a little bit ugly because I was in my momentum in the beginning, but then others were stronger and they started aligning and said, like, yeah, Wolfgang, what are you still doing? We don't need organizational design anymore. We are a team now. You set all the structures, all the rhythm. We are aligned. We have a common goal. Basically, they said, like, yeah, what value are you delivering? And I felt bad in this collaboration
Mm,
because I built this collaboration and now I'm going. It's like they don't value me anymore. They don't value the past. They only just sound like, what are you doing now? And this was a big learning moment for me because collaboration is always in the here and now. Yes, of course, I did a lot to get there, but the question, how am I benefiting to the future of this collaboration? And the whole thing ended up in a huge fight. In the end, um, we ended up in court because
wow.
it was a really huge co-founder fight between me and one other co-founder, and he wanted to kick me out, and I said like and take all my shares and everything. So then it also goes collaboration can also end into money things. So, but we figured it all out, and I got my shares, and so I'm fine out. So and they can continue the company. But this my biggest learning was really I'm so thankful for Finn who is still continuing the company because he had the vision. He was the one. I was the first rocket phase, well, the rocket launch to get it off the ground, but he was the second phase. And so it's great that he took over control, and it's okay that there was no role in me for me anymore. But in my way was the ego. I said like I'm not value. I did so much for this company, and I think we could have like separated more gently. This would have if we're and I tried everything, but he was yeah, God, it doesn't matter. But it was more. But I understood that it was also a me to understand it was time to go. And I was holding on to this status. I'm the co-founder. I did so much. Why didn't I set myself to basically step down. And I think collaboration can be, it's like a relationship. Do we create together value? It's okay if I can chill for a time and then the other one is program, but can I still add value to the collaboration, to the relationship? And if not, why am I still here? And I think so. It's be really open and honest about collaboration. Maybe I can add value for 10 minutes for one call, but not more. Maybe I can add value to the collaboration for a year and then go. Being really open and honest about it will also, in the end, create a lot of friendships. And they will always come back. And the other people from this team, they always come back to me and we build already new things because they had new ventures.
Yeah.
So that's why they putting down the I, the ego, and seeing the we and saying, can I add value?
And that's where there's also more value for you as an entrepreneur in future is in maintaining those relationships, right? So it comes, the whole focus kind of shifts off of a project kind of task orientated approach to a relationship approach where your relationships become your social capital. And
Yes.
that is what you want to protect and what you work to keep.
Hmm. And then also like see like how and then it's also important that both value the time and so like great, I supported you in during this time, and now I know, I understand I'm not anymore of value because the company changed or you learned everything I have. I would like to step out of this active role so I have time for something else.
Mm,
And but do you see value in me contributing to your project, even if you have not paid me all the time? I contributed like for 1 year. I put a lot of time. Do you think it's of any value? And if you like, you give me something in return. Maybe you pay my time back because I think the company's a different state.
mm.
So for that, you can have a really grown up talk about it, and also being paid in backwards, like afterwards, and say like, yeah, now I'm stepping out, but I created value, and from a heart-centered approach, then like, I want to do something. I cannot give anything anymore. You have everything, but I would like to spend my time and my focus to someone else, somewhere else.
Mm.
So, and because it's not a love relationship, it's a work relationship. So I think so the love can still be.
Yeah. I always like, I'm looking at that portrait behind you with the heart that you explained to us.
Yeah, the
And
love network.
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
it's all
and
about the relationships.
yeah,
So, but Wolfgang, I mean, that sounds like a really bad experience to have in business. Like, that was really like a breakup that ended in
yeah,
court.
yeah.
Why are you still preaching collaboration if it can go that wrong that quickly?
Because I was not a loser. In the end, I was a winner. Because the common goal was to save people from harm, so people could go out on the street wherever they like, and if they feel in danger, they click. And I mean, the service is you click, and in 4 minutes, a security company is right next to you. And this helps a lot of people in South Africa.
Mm.
So the common goal was it was bigger than me. This was the first. Second, I'm an entrepreneur. I also got my shares. So if the company is making millions or whatever, I get my perk. So I'm also on the financial side, it's also fine. So, and so I'm not a loser in the game. It was really the toughest lesson, one of the toughest lessons in my life
Mm.
as an entrepreneur, but it was a win-win-win. The company can continue, we save people, and all that. So I think it's also the best story I have in that
Okay,
on this, because
awesome.
it's like what people are afraid of. The people are afraid of collaboration, that they get
Yeah.
ripped off. It's not. And of course, there's others where you say like you start, and that's why I believe in collaboration, because I would never, because I was standing in Germany with supporting this girl in Morocco. And I knew it would have never reached this level. Today we save, the company is saving thousands of people from harm. People go safe to the cinemas, they go safe biking, they go safe running, they go so safely because they know they have this one button alarm.
Mm.
And I would have not taken this so far. And my dream was so big and my ambitions are so big, but I only have two hands
Yeah.
and three, I don't know, 2 feet. And I just like, I'm limited. So my ideas and I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs and are visionaries who feel or see things that that should happen, which goes beyond themselves.
Mm.
And I mean, to me, like what you guys are doing is amazing. You're building, but the question is like Peter maybe didn't start alone. He needed you, or you needed him. It's just a trio, and you have a lot of people who support you. The idea to have a network in a WhatsApp group and so it sounds, you can say the tech setup is not complicated.
Yeah.
But over time, keeping the energy, observing all that, this can only grow together.
Yeah.
And if one day one person says this, you say you found a different passion, you will move on. This is also great. You gave your energy, your contribution. If someone steps out, this is not a problem because we lifted things up so much, and you help us with the network and every day. Just looking in the just looking at WhatsApp motivates me. A
That's
lot of time I don't
awesome.
write, but it's more just it motivates me and see like new people and the insight. But it's no, it's a passage of time.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. I could listen to you the whole day every way. Like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, I mean, like Explore Project never would have happened if it wasn't for me and Peter
Mhm.
accidentally getting together and talking about entrepreneurship and what we need to do. But it's great to have feedback like that. And by the way, we're getting so many new awesome people that's joining us on 22 January for the Global Online Speed Networking event. So stay tuned. You're going to get very motivated very soon. It's going to be fabulous. The other thing that I'm really picking up, Wolf, is to the how important is it to be involved in ventures where you really believe that you're making a difference? Because that sounds to me like it's one of the key other motivators, like key things that really stand out in your entrepreneurial journey is one is the collaboration and what the dynamics and everything, the relationships, and the other thing is picking the right battle or the right cause, the cause
Yeah,
that you want to fight for.
yeah, that's totally like it's the matter of contribution is maybe it's also the age of my like saying, but it's I think there is a lot. Maybe this is yeah, it's a sense of how can I we can have all these like talents and in the beginning it's about learning your skills and all that, learning your ropes and you get into your job and you want to be accepted and all that. But then it's really the question, how do you how can I contribute? And contribution is, I mean, the world is full of challenges. And and if I can be one contribute do something to make this world to reduce these challenges, I feel safer.
Mm,
I feel it's not feeling better, it's feeling safer because I've done something. It doesn't matter if it's if I coach a person, I do something with my community, I build a bridge between Europe and Africa, which is or whatever, like on what no, or I do something for my country. So it doesn't matter on which level, or as to do something for the vegetarian people on the world. No, so but contribution is a big thing, and to me this is also but it's challenging because I feel there's a lot of things which I would like to contribute and a lot of things I have no clue about, but I think they are all important. And so I learned there is one thing I can achieve, like a goal, like helping people, like we did this in this Sion, together we can achieve this. But I had the only talent I ever had was gathering people and bringing the energy and building that. So this was my part. But I had no clue how to build bracelets, like hardware products in China. I had no clue how to do a lot of things.
Mm.
And but this was the biggest mission. And but it's important to understand what is your mission. And there's one methodology. I'm the king of methods. You can always ask me if you need a method for anything. I have probably three.
Oh, good to know. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So I can teach you any methodology. So like from and canvases and all that. And there's one thing, probably you know that a lot of you heard of that, but it's called the Ikigai. Have you heard of that one?
No, I haven't.
Next, so it's the next new word. Ikigai is Japanese,
Okay.
and Japanese people are a lot about. They say they want to combine their meaning of life also with work.
Mm.
So the question they have, and Ikigai means a reason to get up in the morning. This is the Ikigai. Find your Ikigai. Why do you get up in the morning? I get up in the morning to make me happy. Or I get up in the morning to do something what I'm good at. I get up in the morning to save the world. Or I get up to make money. And the Ikigai says none of you, even if you make two or three things at the same time, do something you love, get paid for it, and saving the world will not make you happy ultimately, because you missed one thing. You love it, you can be favored, and the world needs it, great, but you're not good in it. So you're lacking something. Or you're doing something where you make money, you're good in it, you love it, but the world doesn't need it. So you feel this emptiness of contribution. And so the challenge is the Ikigai is these four questions: what do you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what can you be paid for? And out of that, it creates your life path, about to understand where can you bring yourself in and be completely fulfilled. That you know something, you're on the long term, you're happy to do.
Mm. That's beautiful. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
So it's what the world needs, what you're good at, what you can get paid for, and what you love doing.
Yes.
Awesome. That is so cool. And I accidentally found mine, you know,
Yeah.
because I was an accountant before, and now I wake up every single morning because I have to save the global economy. It's what I do now.
Yes. And because you can live from that, or you start living from that, and also like not so there's a financial model behind it, because this is a problem about there's a lot of people who get involved in helping, supporting people, supporting community, which is totally great, and I love that. I'm thankful of that. But over time, this is what they get burned out, in the sense of, yeah, but they don't make enough money.
Mm.
And then it's a question like, yeah, so they take another job to make money, which they basically hate or like they don't like, but then to do the other thing. And the question, or they do something which is really meaningful, makes money, but they don't love it. So maybe they get also bored out, because they are not, because we have this burnout on too much or not enough.
Mm.
And and I think this is always good to know, if something is lacking in your life, or you feel unhappy, it's probably one of the four key pillars which is not good. And there's also, yeah, but I have to make money, I have no time, I cannot do something I love. Or creative people say, you can never be paid for doing what you love. For creativity, you can't be paid for creativity. This is
That's
just an
not
idea.
true.
No, this is
It's
not
not
true. You're right,
true.
it's not true. Or you can only be paid for serious jobs like accounting. But to gather people on a weekly call and make them laugh and interview other people, you cannot be paid for that. That's not work. My mom would say it's not work. This is fun and it's saving the world, but it's not. No, you can never be paid for that. But we pay every month.
Yes. We
Yes.
get paid for that.
Yeah, we pay. I'm interviewed, and also I'm paying for that. So I love it. So because there's so much value in it. So you're doing something which is totally in your ikigai, and it gets you over the
Totally.
one, and this gets you also over um the dark days, the day, because of course it costs energy, and it's like, no, it's not every meeting you're looking forward, and it's not like it is. But if there is this meaning, it's a great driver. And joy can be a great driver, and pain can also be a great driver.
Pain?
Yes, because when you think about what the world needs, there is two
Okay.
drivers. For something like that, I wish there would be a fantasy land like Disneyland for with I don't know, something you dream of, but it could
Yeah.
also be a pain in sense of this is what Sion was like. People who feel trapped, they cannot live their life. That's why we developed this one button alarm. It comes from it was pain driven, but
Yeah.
the wish for freedom, for doing whatever you want, but doing whatever you want was not so concrete. But the being stuck, this was really concrete. So the goal, the happiness, like what we are striving for, can be really tangible, or the pain. It depends, but they are both. They have a lot of energy that gets you. And if you combine it with the other three, you build amazing things, and then you collaborate on it, and bam, and everybody will follow you because they see the spark in your eyes. Christine, when I see you, your spark in your eye, I want to support you. There's no question, because where energy goes, this is where my attention goes. So I see your energy. I know that it makes you happy. You make other people happy. I feel connected to it. So I think, what can I do?
Join the tribe.
Oh, I already joined the tribe.
I know. It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's just like
Oh,
also how you build collaborations. Because if you are really clear in what you want to do, it's easy for others to follow you. And
yeah.
then they don't follow your fears of collaboration. Then also, if you're clear, I need to do it, then the others will come and they will love
Mm.
to join in.
Especially if you're living your passion, because
Yes.
and if you're fighting for a cause, the people that believe that that cause is something worthy, like fighting for, they'll follow because they know
Yeah.
where you're going and why.
Yeah, and if they see you add value to it because you're good in it, and if you see like, hey, and you also make some money with it, you can live with that, so you can focus on your passion,
Mm.
and then everything is thriving. And it's like, why is this person so ultimately happen, and why is this person making so much progress, and why is everybody supporting this person? You look from outside like, this is what is the person? Maybe it's the red hair. It must be the red hair. If I get red hair, will I be as successful as Nistine?
Ah, I
Oh,
think we won't know unless we try. So maybe our your next interview, you must come back with red hair and give us a lowdown on whether or not.
yeah, how it helped. Yeah. Yeah, that I like that. So I will make the red hair challenge. How did my
Awesome!
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun. Um, Wolf, I'm going to in a minute. Well, I'll decide if I keep you to that challenge or not. It would be so cool with your game, though. But I'm going to in a minute start pulling people from the tribe members from the audience to come and chat with you as well. But before I do that, can I just ask that you share with us what's happening for you in 2021? So, what offers do you have out there? What are you planning? You know, if we resonated with you and we love your energy and we want to learn more from you, how do we get in touch? What's happening?
So of course there will be a new class. It's called "If You Hate Collaboration." if you don't like to collaborate, no, a group for people that don't collaborate to learn how to collaborate. So this is one of my new offers. Um, if someone cares, and no, but and besides that, I'm starting the supporting people in their mission, and I called it the Mission Deep Dive. And so it's a 45 minutes call where we team up and look what is your mission, where is it already thriving, and also where is it not thriving. And this is my intro offer, which I give to every person to support their mission, because this is so for with my life goal, supporting all missions in the world. And then we can see from there if you need further support as a consultant, and that in different topics. So but it's this mission deep dive, so I want to understand where you want to go, what you do, learn from you. And also I'm really good in analyzing the pain points, and what can you do now to change it, and then we can take it from there, supporting your mission.
Awesome. Awesome. Will you pop that link for us into the Facebook comments as soon as you get
Yeah,
a chance?
I will put a also like here in the chat a Calendly link. Yeah,
Beautiful. And then I will make sure it goes out everywhere so you guys can access
perfect.
it in the comments, and I'll send it out via email.
Perfect.
If you want to chat more to the wolf, I think it's a life-changing experience. Definitely recommend it. Yeah. So now I'd like to hear more from our tribe members, and I see there's one person that's really eager to join us. Stephen, hi.
Hey, Steven. Hi,
Hi,
Mo.
everybody, and Happy New Year to you all, and to an exceptional 2021.
Yes.
Especially,
Yes.
I came in really late on this because I was at a colleague of mine, and listening to the Wolf and yourself, yeah, it's a lot of things about collaboration and relationships and so on, and what you're doing on the network. And I think there's a lot of things that we need to take into cognizance when we're building those relationships, and gave a lot of thought to this over this break, and had a great chat with Wolfgang just before, after Christmas. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. So it's, yeah, I think we've got to be cognizant of how we build those relationships. Are we building it first with a person and then with what they're doing, or maybe a bit in conjunction with both? Your comment on that would be interesting. And then to see how can we work together, as opposed to maybe just jumping in the relationship, and be part of this network. And I think sometimes there's a feeling, and it goes through my head, is the feeling that I have to contribute something. Or is it a feeling of, let me get into the relationship, see how the land lies, see what's happening, and do I align with it, and can I contribute something? We can all contribute something. But can I contribute something to this, or do I bring in something new? There's always something that we can contribute, but it, again, and I think everybody's spoken about this since the beginning, is that it's a journey. It's not relationships that are going to get built after 3 speed networking sessions. It's the relationships that get built that are sustainable from those networking sessions, which are extremely important.
I liked your thought about, do I have to contribute or can I contribute?
Yeah.
And is this like listening to the other person, say like, and also understand, because if I have to contribute, I will basically listen the whole time and say like, where can I push myself in? Because even money or not money, I need to have a contribution. It was only a good talk if I contributed. But if I say I can contribute, is I can listen, and we have a great talk, and maybe today listening was my contribution. And or so, oh, there's this one thought, Stephen, about the question: do we start first with people, or do we start first with connecting people, or to connecting to the cause? Was it right?
Yeah.
Maybe there is something I can contribute, if you like.
Okay. Contribute. We're listening.
So, and I think is it's contributing to the person, but the question is which person first. And I would
Yes.
say I would start with myself.
Mm.
If I'm not connected to myself, how should I connect to others? And from that place is also like, what do I want? Because one thing is in a talk, we can just, again, this is contribution, a cancel, but maybe I want something. I want to connect to other people. I'm looking for supporters who join me on my mission or who join our ProTech. And the question is, if I go out, Nistine, you sent out this newsletter about like become a, like get more people for the network, become a, I don't know what the word was. It was like a, um,
Affiliate.
affiliate. So no,
Yes.
so we all go out and go affiliate. We become salespersons for the. Yeah, but I need to connect myself. What I want, and then why do I want to? So who do I look first? First, you could say yes. I want to get people into the network to get 15%. But it's more about. Then I would say no, it's not. Then I would directly say like, what do I want? What kind of people I want see would be good for the network, and then I would only focus on connecting to the person. And if I think the person is great in the sense, or would be great, can also be, oh my gosh, I'm really scared of this person. I'm so scared. I think I can learn so much. You need to come to our network.
Yeah.
So, because you have so much experience, great. Then I would ask the person to join. And the 15%, the reward, the 15%, yeah, comes in the end, but it's not the reason to test. So it's really about, I'm Steven, totally with you, connecting to the person.
Yeah, because if you're coming in for the reward, it's the wrong reason.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable
Yeah.
because you will leave the day that dries up, even if it's temporary.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating. And then just one more thing, because I'm sure I know that everybody is popped on.
Yeah, they're basically queuing. Can't wait to talk to the wolf.
Is when you spoke about the Ikigai and the can you do the financial side of it, which is something that came up strongly for me over the last 2 months working with some clients, is that they're not doing what they're happy. What they're doing, they're not happy with. It's not their ultimate thing, and they want to follow their passion. But their finances, they cannot just give it up. So we went through a lot of this together. And I think what came out strongly for me is you can follow your passion, and there can be a strategy that you put in place that you're in control of. So you know that you're only in the job that you are because it provides finance to allow you to build this up. And once this can substitute this, you will leave it.
Yeah.
And if you go in with that mindset, it makes a big difference to you following your passion.
Yeah, but it's different for employees. It's easier because an employee
Yes,
who's unhappy,
absolutely.
there is this. He says, in their mind, they say, "I will quit." They basically they quit 3 months before they leave, or
Yeah.
because then they start searching, applying for jobs,
Yeah.
and suddenly, oh, I have a new job, new world, and I'm happy. So as entrepreneur, we cannot do this because we have this. We run this business idea, and then if we stop it, there will be no income, and it takes 3 months to rebuild the business. So there is a different pressure on it.
Yes, but I'm talking in terms of a startup. So they want to follow what their passion. They won't tick the box of the Ikigai or the circle where you're getting paid enough for it to actually focus 100% on it. And so now they're in control. They put a strategy in place to get to that. So it's not even about leaving their job. And this happened towards the end of last year. If I can just share with you, they weren't happy in their job, but even if they went to another job, they wouldn't be happy in that either because it's not what they wanted to do. So it became part of the strategy to use this platform to shift into what they actually want to do.
Yeah. So, but then it's also long-term strategy. So they are
exactly.
on their journey. Yeah.
Yeah, but as an entrepreneur, you cannot build a business in 2 months. Well, unless you're really lucky.
Yeah. True.
Unless you're like me and you're like, we're doing this tomorrow. Come, guys.
Okay.
Let's
Yes.
like Mo, what do you think? Like,
Okay, I'm gonna.
Thank you, Stephen. Mo, how about you?
I'm good, thanks, and yourself, the wolf. It's been very interesting listening to you.
Thank you.
Um, yeah. I don't actually have I don't have a question because I very passionately agree with everything that you've shared. It speaks a lot to the work that I do and the reason why I do it and the reason why I do it in the manner that I do it. And I think the only two things that I actually wanted to add is that it speaks to two things. This thing of collaboration being better than competition speaks particularly to two things. It's one about living a conscious life and being conscious of the life that you're living, both internally and externally, in the sense of how not only the life that you're living affects you, but also how it affects the community and humanity at large. And the fact that we're kind of, not really kind of, but actually as human beings, we're a part of a greater ecosystem. And that's the beauty of life. Like these differences and this diversity that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of collaboration.
Mm.
The fact that I'm good at something and you're not good at that thing, but the things that I'm not good at, you're good at, and so that's how sort of the puzzle connects, right?
Mm.
Um, and the other thing that it speaks to is the beauty of perspective, which is something I'm also very passionate about, and I teach to my mentees that perspective is very important in anything that you do.
Mm.
The more perspectives you have around the table and like in the pie that you're baking, the better the solution that you'll come up with for the greater good and for humanity at large. So, and that's how I run my business as well. Like that's how I run my business, how I run my poetry and just anything that I do, and my family, my friends. I always try to bring in as many perspectives because the way that I was raised and the way that I was taught at school and the people that I have in my network in terms of my social media, my friends, all of that impacts our perspective, right? Whether you like it or not, whether you're conscious of it or not, it impacts your perspective, it impacts your bias and your prejudice. So when you have more perspectives in your pie and around the table, you're able to rid yourself of some of these blind spots that you intuitively and inherently bring to the table. So that's sort of why I love collaboration, and I believe it's better than competition. In terms of at least for the greater good and coming up with
Mm.
solutions that are better for everybody at large. So I don't really have a question. I just wanted to just say amen, hallelujah to everything
Hallelujah.
that
All right.
you say. Because it's
Yeah.
the gospel, son. It's the gospel. The gospel.
And also more what I can hear and feel and see, like the way you speak about how visionary you are and how you see the big picture. And just sharing like one thing about where I totally resonate too. And I would say also pretty visionary and thinking like large thinking. And I face a lot of challenges with that in the sense of a lot of visionary people. I speak about myself, but is the challenge is that people think that's an amazing idea. You're talking so big and all that. It sounds fascinating, but it ends up, oh, you're a dreamer. You
Mm-hmm.
will never make this happen. You
I've been
lost,
called that so many times. Sorry.
and it's like you lost the people on the way because not
Mm-hmm.
it's not just dreamers out there, and it's not. They didn't mean to judge it. They just say, "I think you're fascinating, but I don't get it. Can you make it easier for
Mm-hmm.
me?" And so, and I'm talking a lot about the future. And the future is not now. So people who live in the here and now, they are lost. They cannot follow up. So I changed my way of speaking. I was about to say like, yes, it's important to do something to contribute to work to the future. And this will in the future have a big impact. And so impact is also a big word, like it's really like non-tangible. No? And like vision and all these work is like super boxes, everything fits in. And it's like, yes, but it's about it's that no. So the future is direction or the impact direction. But what can we do today? So everything I do is contributing today to that. So if I go to the supermarket or and I go into a restaurant and I will buy more vegetarian food, meat will be less bought in the supermarket. So the cashier and the owner of the store will know, oh, we are selling less meat, but more vegetarian stuff. So maybe I put more vegetarian stuff on the shelf. So I can direct the impact. So I always show them now so I retrained myself to speak more about how it becomes tangible now. How does it impact? So that they,
Yes.
and it's about the past. It's not about the result, the end result. It's about what can we do now. And then they say, "Oh, you're not a dreamer. You're actually doing something."
Yes. Yes.
And
Nail on the head. Nail on the head. So see, this is once again like man after my heart. Like, are you sure we haven't met before? Because a lot of the stuff you're talking about is exactly some of the stuff that I write and I teach a lot about.
I told you,
So
Mo. I
when
told
yeah,
you.
like I see exactly what you and Peter were talking about now. Because in April last year I released my poetry album, my first album. It's a studio release. It's called My Country Needs Me. And the energy of that album was exactly what you're talking about. Because I'm a big believer that the world is not changed in like big micro events, so macro events. It's changed in the little things that we do every day, on the hour, by the day, around the world. Like that's where the world has changed for the better and for the worse. Like it has both a negative impact and a positive impact. But that's where the world has changed. And I've learned that when you come to people trying to talk about impact and changing the world and ridding our world of all the isms and asms and phobias and pollution and all that stuff, it's overwhelming for the vast majority of people because it's just like there's just so much wrong with the world. Where do I start? But then when you take a step back and you think about the fact that you're either a mother, you're a father, you're a wife, you're a husband, you're someone's partner, someone's sister, someone's brother, daughter, son, grandfather, grandmother, you're an employee, you're a CEO, you've got a job, you do stuff in the world, like you're something to a lot of people in the world. Start there. Start by raising your children the right way. Start by recycling in your own little cubicle at work and at home, and raising your children to recycle and raising your children to be more conscious. Start by having uncomfortable conversations at the dinner table and calling people out for using insensitive language and for their biases and prejudice, because that's where the world has changed. I'm sorry, I'm getting a phone call. But that's where I believe the world is changed, in those small little micro events. Sorry, I was getting a phone call that's distracting in my ear. But that's where the world has changed. And so I'm very passionate about teaching that, because as soon as you have that discussion with someone, not only does a person leave feeling like I can actually change the world because I'm impacting so many people, but then it also feels less daunting, and the world seems less like a hot mess, even though it kind of sort of is, but it seems like less of a hot mess that I can impact positively.
Yeah.
But I'll stop there because I know a lot of people also want to contribute. And if you let me talk, I'll just start interviewing myself as well.
Yeah, and I like the way, because you're also really inspiring, and say you can feel this passion. So I want to share one story about experience, because I'm also really passionate about things, but sometimes I put so much energy behind it that it also ends up becoming a lot of pressure on other people. It becomes like, oh, Wolfgang, just stop it. You become like a teacher. And then I was like, yeah, but and I missed the little step they done. They already said yes, but I keep talking for 20 minutes. But they already said yes, I will stop buying meat, and I will try a vegetarian meat, whatever. So they said yes, but so I miss it out. And I looked at my son, and I wanted he's the silent preacher. He's not talking at all. He turned vegetarian when he was 6 or 7, and he never said anyone should not eat meat. We kept eating meat. He just made us cook extra meals for him. When it gets too annoying, let's skip then we just started to cook vegetarian because it was less annoying. We don't have to cook for anyone. And over the time, slowly but slowly, I realized, you know what? Becoming a vegetarian is just a decision. And he was not preaching why, but I understood from other resources, because I became interested in the topic, is that why does it harm to eat more meat and all this like production of what the cows eat and all that. And I said, oh yes. So and then I decided to become a vegetarian in a day. I just went across the street and I became it. But it was due to his work, this silent preaching. This is how I turned vegetarian. And funny, like now, like 10 other friends of mine turned vegetarian too. I never talked about it. I just like, oh, when I joined them for dinner, it's like, oh, it's okay, I love it. So if you can cook vegetarian for me, it would be cool. Let's have a great evening. Or if they come to my place, there's only vegetarian. But there is no pressure behind it. And I always go back and tell Robin, since you like because of you already at least 11 families became vegetarian. And then he just sits there. "Hmm."
Oh, that's beautiful. Just like being yourself and living your passion. And
Yeah, and just like being inspirational about and seeing the little steps others are doing.
that's beautiful. Mo, Wolf, I want to challenge you guys, but I also want to add Tasha to the mix. So, Miss Kiff, I'm going to pull you up on screen as well, if
And
that's
also
fine with
Linda wanted
you.
to say something.
Yeah, they also want to speak to you. But I asked Mo to write us a poem for our economic warriors out there, Wolf. And you play guitar and everything else, so maybe you could put it to music. And then Tasha can produce it for us. How's that sound, guys? And we can release it on the coffee shop show.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
That sounds
Amazing.
that sounds good. That sounds good. I like the sound of that. Like we've got all
Yeah.
the key ingredients.
Yeah. All right. So Mo, you write the song and sing it, or you want? If I support you in writing, I can do it, and then I do the guitar music. Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, and they're going to produce it. Oh, I love this tribe.
Fantastic.
It always
I'll put all the
ends where I
pieces
never thought-
together.
it always ends where I never thought it would. I had
Oh, and by the way, Wolf, just before Tasha talks, the Facebook group is going crazy because they're all talking about the hashtag red hair challenge. Just letting you know. So they love you too.
yeah. So the red hair challenge. Okay, this will be interesting.
Very
Okay.
interesting. Tasha, do you have a question for the wolf?
Well, hi, this is my face. No,
Hi.
and if it buffers, I'm going back to audio because I'm still not on my Wi-Fi. Sorry, everyone.
It's all
So
good.
I don't have a question. I just have a follow-on as to what you said in terms of you need to know yourself. So something that I can talk from experience is I feel that in collaboration, you really need to know your values, your boundaries, your expectations, your strengths and weaknesses. Don't be people pleasing. And for example, when I was younger, I joined this amazing female entrepreneurship group, or not entrepreneurship, it was like I don't want to say the name, but basically it was just a female collaboration. And it was really, I've looked at it as an opportunity to be with them. But unfortunately, down the line, I did it as a voluntary basis. It was more just for the sake of, for the value, for the, the bigger purpose than me. And unfortunately, because I did not have a voice, I didn't know my values, I was immature enough, I had maybe fear to speak up for myself. It kind of got disconnected down the line when I needed something for myself. And I just felt like I gave 2 years of my life. And at the end of it, I didn't really get that value which I wanted. And because I didn't set that expectation in the beginning, I was the one that was sad about it. But the group I still support now, I think they're incredible. There's no hard feelings. There was a little bit of hard feelings because that's just immaturity. Like with Explore ProTech, just in unstable. With Explore ProTech, I was discussing this with the Wolf before we went live. It was what I've noticed is that I'm an observer. I can't in our first meet cute, we have like, okay, I'm super energetic, but then I can become super introverted and I become an observer. And for me, it was, okay, cool, let me observe, let me listen, let me see what people's values are. And what was really, really phenomenal is like, for instance, Stephen Westwood, me and him, we just bounced off each other straight away, and we really connected in so many ways. And same with Dawid, is all his business values and what he does for his entrepreneurship journey is exactly what I do for mine. And I feel like because we can share that value, and I know, okay, cool, like you said about the reliable collaboration of every Tuesday, I was like, I'm not that girl. Like, if you want me to show up every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, I will be late or I will reschedule, because that's not my strength, right? That's Stephen Levy's, he's like, really reliable, but not me. I'm a creator, I'm valuable. I will, like, if you like, with last minute troubleshooting or adding value, like, oh, Tasha, I'm struggling with this, or I need a confidence boost. It's like, that's kind of like where I'm from. So the
like
moral of the
Tasha,
story is
we
more like
misplaced the Zoom live buttons, help, like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, okay, cool, like work mode quickly. And I was actually talking to someone about a live, but anyway, going off topic. For me, the value is you really need to know yourself as an entrepreneur. And I feel like a lot of the time it's okay to speak up in collaboration, because you don't want to take on a project. And like you said, the wolf, you land up getting exhausted, or you land up losing interest. And that's the point, is that you didn't really give that 100% in the beginning. You never set that expectation. And it's okay, just because if we in like a networking group, we don't necessarily need to collaborate right now. We can just maybe, feel the feels, and then later down the line go, actually, that is for me,
I like you started off with you have to understand yourself, your values, your strengths, your weaknesses, and also like what do you want, in a sense. And I love this because, and the one thing is about the clarity. And what I learned is the more vulnerable, I need to know this in a sense, right? What I want and who are my strengths and weaknesses. The more vulnerable I become when I join a meeting, and then people open up for me. So there was a really important 2-day strategy workshop so with people, and I thought like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I can really. I was totally prepared and everything, but I was afraid I would meet up their expectations. And I started the workshop with, I'm a little nervous. And I know you mean this 2-day workshop is so important for your company. I'm totally prepared, but I'm still really nervous to come up with expectations. And but just saying it out loud, they said, Wolfgang, but we pick you because you're a good guy. No, don't be nervous. Like, we are not that bad. And we had a laugh. Just this vulnerability, they hired me. They paid top dollars for top consultants, and I started off with my weakness. It changed also that they could show their weakness to each other. They shared, you know what? Boy, yeah, I saw this weekend 2 days strategy work. Like, can we not just chill for an hour? I just like want to call my daughter. I haven't spoken to her in a week because I was so it. I set the tone for everybody can just say what they needed, which wasn't allowed, and this was really surprising. And then about the values.
I like to add to that, actually.
Yes. Say, go.
Just before you carry on, vulnerability is everything, because I feel like in terms of, we need to understand we are setting the tone for the new age entrepreneurship, right? We make the rules. It's not about this old school, okay, cool, you've got to come with a suit and tie and the best thing, and your hair has to be this, all this and this and that. Okay, you just show up being yourself. And some days, we are all human. Maybe, this internet will crash and whatever happens, or a dog starts barking in the background, or, something just happens. But, I feel like us we as entrepreneurs, we have to show vulnerability, and also it's okay to ask for help. Like something that I noticed over the Christmas period, I actually connected with a lot of people in like this network, and people are going through tough times, like really tough times. Has anybody asked each other how we're doing, by the way? Like we are all like game face on, cool, go, 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 go. But the stories that I heard, I was just like, wow, like this is incredible, like how strong you are still pitching to these meetings and you're still going through this, or you see them active online and things like that. So I feel like vulnerability for me is key to success in the modern world of entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. And your second part about you joined an organization, you didn't get what you want in the end. You didn't get the value back. And a friend of mine, Katrin, she was an intern in a digital agency I worked. So she came into the agency, and as an intern, you get nothing. First day, when she interviewed, she said like, I came to this place because you're one of the best agencies, and I'm here to learn. I will work my ass off. I will pay bad. Who, what kind of persons do you offer me who I can learn from? And don't give me the crappy person, the juniors. I want to learn from your best people. And the guy the manager during this time, he just looked and was like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have been so clear in my life. And she got the best people supporting her in her 6 months internship. She learned so much. She worked her ass off, but she got everything. She started off with a clear intention. Why did she came here? And other people who just apply for a job, they don't ask anything. They ask for whatever number of they don't have come with a learning goal. They mostly say, oh, I want to have this amount of money, or what do you expect of me to fulfill the job? The question, what do I want when I join a club? What is what I want? I joined ProTech to build a bridge between Europe and Africa. And it's like, you guys are my door because I'm here in Germany, and my dream is also to go more back and forth. So you guys are helping me in this direction. So this is also my clear intention. So everything I can do to foster this relationship and also to make it more tangible and meaningful, that's it. So and I feel this with every call we have. I feel that I was invited to this call. I said, it works. The bridge is already is already there. We just have to make it stronger every day.
For sure. Love it. Thank you so much for your contribution, Miss Kiff, and for saving our butts again this morning.
Yeah, thank you. This
Zoom
was so
buttons.
cool. Yeah.
Last person, Wolf, and then we'll let you go.
Well, there's only one way to start 2021. Sorry, I was saying there's only one way to start 2021, with a bang, right?
Yeah, with a bang.
A bang.
Boom. ProTech Tribe in the house.
Yes.
Okay, Dawid, my friend, what do you have to say to the wolf?
Hey, Wolfie, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fine and self, man. Actually, I just want to testify to him. When we had a conversation in December, he helped me to look at a situation that I was facing with my team. And I gave him a list of problems, which really irritated the crap out of me. And by working through an 1.5-hour session with Wolf, we actually found that there was 2 issues, and both of them already being addressed. So I just want to, it's important, people need to know this. I mean, this man looks at things different. He looked at the problem and he said to me, no, let's do this. And I remember that graph, we moved it around. At the stage, it looked like a kiddie's drawing going on. And just like that, I snapped. actually the solution is in front of me. I just needed to look a little bit further. So I don't want to go too long. I just felt it's necessary people know if you're looking for solutions, talk to Wolf.
Thank you, Dawid. That's
Thank you.
amazing. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, so guys, on that note, we have the Calendly link for the Wolf if you want to have a mission planning session with him. I did put it onto the Facebook comments, and I will upload it onto the YouTube comments in the description, and I'll send it out by email as well. So yeah, get your mission plan with the Wolf. Thanks for joining us today, Tribe. Thank you so much for being here. This was what a way to start 2021, hey?
So
Thank
amazing.
you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for each and every single person that supported on here and on Facebook. And we'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.